Hello friends and welcome back to my channel Auditing Tricks, which is one-stop solution for all your audit related queries. In this video, we will cover the risk of order to cash process, which is sales process. In this video, we will cover the following sub processes, which includes customer management, price master management, discounts and incentives, material master management, sale order management, sale return, credit control management, revenue recognition, collection process, account receivable review process, invoicing and dispatch. But before starting the video, please do like this video, share your comments if you have any queries, save this video and share it with your friends and family members. Also subscribe my channel to get more updates and more learnings in auditing field. So now let's start with the risk of order to cash sales process. The first one is customer created without valid supporting documents. Here we need to ensure that the customer master is created based on the proper documentation and with the correct details. It is not a fraud risk, and according to me it is a medium rated risk. The next one is delay in creation of customer code. Here we need to ensure that there is no delay in creating customer master data after the receipt of master from the customer. It is also not a fraud risk and it can be rated as a medium risk. Next is creation of incorrect or duplicate or dummy customer code. Here we need to ensure that there is no duplicate or dummy customer in the customer master data of the company. It can be considered as a low rated risk. The next is unauthorized or unapproved creation of customer master data, where we need to ensure that the customer master is created only after obtaining proper approvals, and it could be rated as a fraud risk and high rated risk. Next is unauthorized and unapproved changes to the customer master data. Here we need to ensure that the access rights for creation and modification in customer master data is restricted to specified employees only. It is not a fraud risk and it can be rated as a medium risk. The next is maintaining wrong or incorrect information in customer master data. Here we need to ensure that the customer master is created, updated or modified only after obtaining proper supporting documents and customer approval. It is not a fraud risk, but it can be rated as a medium risk. The next is fixation of inadequate sale price, which may result in the revenue leakages. Here we need to ensure that the sale price master is created after proper costing calculations. It is a fraud risk and a high rated risk as well. The next is incomplete or incorrect updation in the price master. Here we need to ensure that the price master is created after proper verification of data and approvals. It can be a fraud risk and could be a high rated risk. Next is unauthorized, unapproved creation or changes to the final product price master. Here we need to ensure that the price master is created by authorized persons only, and it could be a fraud risk and a high rated risk. The next one in the category of price master management process is maintaining wrong or incorrect information in the price master data. Here we need to ensure that the correct details are updated in our price master of the company. It is not a fraud risk but can be rated as medium risk. The next risk is under the category of discount and incentives. Here the risk is that all discount and policies are approved by the authorized personnels. Here we need to ensure that the discount terms and percentages were approved by the management. It is not a fraud risk but can be rated as a medium risk. The next one is related to the material master management. Here, material master created with incorrect details such as wrong material type, material group, material description, etc. could be a risk. Here we need to ensure that correct details are updated in the material master. It is not a fraud risk but can be rated as a medium risk. The next one is unauthorized creation and updation of material master. Here we need to ensure that the material master creation and updation is duly approved. It is not a fraud risk but can be rated as a medium risk. Next is creation of duplicate material master. Here we need to ensure that duplicate codes for same material does not exist in our material master data. It is also not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium or low risk. Next is incorrect, incomplete opportunities processed. It is under the category of sale order management. Here we need to ensure that all opportunities punched in Salesforce or SAP system should include correct and complete information. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next one is under the category of sale order management. The risk is unauthorized or unapproved duplicate orders were processed. Here we need to ensure that all the orders were confirmed and authorized by customer and the sales team as well. It is not fraud risk but is rated as a medium risk. Delay in creation of sale order after receipt of order from the customer by the sales team. Here we need to ensure that all orders were confirmed by the customer, were posted without any delay in the system. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Incorrect, incomplete sale order processed. Here we need to ensure that all sale orders were punched in the system should include correct and complete information. It's not a fraud risk but can be rated as a medium risk. Unauthorized changes or amendments in the sale order details after processing. Here we need to ensure that the order details like rates, terms, items, etc. were not amended after approval of a sale order. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Next is delay in sharing order details with operations or the dispatch team. Here we need to ensure that all the order details were shared with dispatch team immediately after creating the sale order in SAP system. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Next one under sale order management includes open orders in the system are not reviewed on a periodic basis. Here to implement the control, we need to ensure that the open orders were reviewed and follow-up was done from respective team on a regular basis. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a low risk. The next category is of sale return, in which first risk includes all sale returns are not processed or accounted and all customer complaints were not considered. Here, to establish the control, we need to ensure that all complaints were received, accepted, and processed in SAP system. It is not a fraud risk, but can be rated as a medium risk. Damaged goods received from customers are not properly inspected and matched with customer communication, which could result in the incorrect sale returns. Here we need to ensure that the quality check was done for all the damaged goods after receipt from the customer. Also, we need to ensure that the defects were verified and posted in our accounting system. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next one under sale return category includes Goods returned back are received by unauthorized personnel. Here, to establish the control, we need to ensure that the goods were received by authorized staff only. It is not a fraud risk and rated as a medium or a low risk. Next one is delay in resolving the complaints of the customer leads to dissatisfaction of the customer. Here we need to ensure that all complaints received from customer were addressed timely. It's not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next risk is under the category of sale return only. Sale returns are accounted without physically receiving the goods. Here we need to establish the control which could ensure that the sale returns were posted only after receiving of the goods. It is also not a fraud risk but could be rated as a medium risk. The next one is duplicate sale returns are posted against a single sales order in the system. Here to establish the control we need to ensure that the duplicate sale returns were not posted in our accounting system. It could be a fraud risk and a high rated risk. The next category of risk we will discuss about the credit control management. In this we have that no credit policy exists for the customers which could result in exposure to bad debts and excess credit limits granted to the customer. Here we need to ensure that the credit limits were verified and given after required approvals only. It is also not a fraud risk but rated as a medium risk. Customer credit limits are not defined and duly authorized before updation in our accounting system, or the credit limits have not been accurately and completely updated in SAP. Here we need to ensure that the credit limits were defined for all the customers. It is a fraud risk and rated as a high risk. Blocking of customer for overdue payments or unauthorized or unapproved updation of credit limit in customer master data. Here we need to ensure that the sale returns or customers were blocked if credit limit exceeded and proper approvals were obtained in case of any exception. It is rated as a fraud risk and a high rated risk. The next category of risk which we will discuss includes revenue recognition. The risk include sale may not have been recorded in the appropriate accounting period. Here we need to ensure that all the transactions were recorded in the same accounting period. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Foreign sales are being translated at the incorrect foreign exchange rate. Here we need to ensure that all the foreign currency rates were updated periodically and all transactions are recorded properly in the system. It could be rated as a fraud risk and a high rated risk. Sales and revenue recognition entries were recorded correctly. Here we need to ensure that the revenue recognition entries were passed correctly in the accounting system. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Incorrect recording of collections or all collections are not recorded in the books of accounts. Here we need to ensure that all collections were recorded correctly and on timely basis in the system. It could be a fraud risk and a high rated risk as well. Next is delay in creation or collection of receivables may lead to potential doubtful debts. Here we need to ensure that all the collections were received and regular follow-up was done with the customers. It is also not a fraud risk but could be rated as a medium risk. The next one is under collection process category. Overdue balances were not reported to the management. Here, to establish the control, we need to ensure that all the overdue customer lists were reported to the management on timely basis. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Collections are not matched against the relevant receivables, sales or invoices. Here we need to ensure that all the collections were matched with the sale entries and the customer ledgers. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Customer accounts are not periodically reviewed and reconciled. It is under the category of account receivable review process. Here we need to ensure that all the customer accounts get reconciled on a periodic basis. It's not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium or low risk. Sales are made to the customers beyond their credit limit or period without approvals. Here we need to ensure that no unsecured sales were made to the customers. It could be rated as a fraud risk and a high rated risk as well. Balance confirmation was not performed for customers. To ensure here to establish the control, we need to ensure that the balance confirmation activity was performed periodically. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a low risk. The next risk is under the category of invoicing process. All sales or invoices generated are not recorded in the books of accounts. To establish its control, we need to ensure that all the sale invoices generated from system gets recorded in the sale register or the books of accounts as well. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next is fictitious or duplicate sales are recorded in the books of accounts or duplicate invoices are issued for the same shipment. Here we need to ensure that no duplicate entry is posted and duplicate invoice is generated. It could lead to a fraud risk and a high rated risk. Next is invoices reflect incorrect pricing, discounts, taxes, etc. Here we need to ensure that all the invoices have correct tax rates, prices and discounts. It could be a fraud risk and rated as a high rated risk. I hope you're liking the content. Before proceeding, do subscribe to my channel and hit like to the button. The next risk under invoicing process is invoices generated and goods dispatched are not in line with the customer order. Here we need to ensure that the quantity ordered, billed and dispatched match with each other. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next is that discounts given to the customers are not accurately computed or calculated. Here we need to ensure that all the discounts were computed very correctly and verified. It could lead to a fraud risk and could be rated as a medium risk. The next risk is also under invoicing process. Sales are posted to incorrect customers and sale accounts. Here we need to ensure that all the entries were posted in correct customer ledger. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Access of invoicing and dispatch is not restricted to authorized personnel. Here we need to ensure that access to post sale invoice were restricted to defined staff only. It is also not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next one are related to the dispatch process. Revenue is not recorded in the correct period. Here we need to ensure that there is no delay in posting the sale entry and revenue booking. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The next one under dispatch process includes Products are shipped to the wrong customer or wrong destination. Here we need to ensure that invoicing is done and dispatch is made to the correct customer. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. The last one is products are dispatched but invoicing is not done. Here we need to ensure that material is dispatched only after creation of the invoice. It is not a fraud risk and can be rated as a medium risk. Congratulations to all of you. You now know what all risks are included in order to cash or sales process. Before signing off, I would request all of you to please hit like to the video, do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get all updates of my channel, and you can share your comments or queries in the comment section, or you can share your love in the comments as well. I will see you in the next video. You can share topics which you would like me to make videos on. Thank you so much.